In the past videos, I've showed you how to build a personal brand website like Imangati, but with a twist for 2025. Guys, as you have seen by now, that you can build a personal brand website from scratch where you're going to get a free domain, free hosting service, and where you don't need any coding skills because we are using a drag and drop tool which is called Thinkific, right? I love Thinkific because of many various reasons, right? You can go and check on their websites, you can go and check their different pricing plans, the options or the tools that they are offering. But guys, remember, as I've mentioned, that you can start on a free plan because in a free plan, it's good enough. You can build a website on a free plan. Number two, you can sell two products, right? You can sell one digital download, and you can also sell one online course, right? There are also other products, guys, that you can sell, such as a webinar and also such as a coaching session, right? So do double check that on a free plan, do they offer you to sell these products, right? Guys, remember, it's all about starting small and being patient when you are building a business, right? So one of the questions I've been asked, when it comes to building a website is that, like, what happened? Why do I use this approach? Why did I use the approach I showed you guys to build a website? Right? And it's always, or it boils down, when I thought about the answer, it boiled down to one thing, focusing on important things. Right? Guys, let me tell you something. When you are building, there is a temptation that you wanna focus too much on being creative. Right? It's good to be creative. I think us as humans, we are creative by nature. But now, what you need to understand, that when you are creating something, you need to make sure that you focus first on the important things, right? So the reason why I showed you the templates for the websites that we have built, right? Remember, we built a website from scratch for an avatar that I created called Steve Martin, where we are copying exactly the websites for Tim Shozi, right? The reason why I copied the Tim Shozi is because I wanted to show you guys that it is okay to copy. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just look for a role model. That's what Tony Robbins once said. Model somebody, that you deem as successful in the space and just copy what they do. Right? Obviously, you're not going to build the same business because you guys are different. So your business will be different than my business. But we can use exactly the same tools, guys, because we are not serving the same audience. Right? But the key that you need to understand when you are building your business and also when you are building your personal brand is that you need to focus on what is important. Right? I've showed you the different pages that you need when you are building your website. You need to have a home page, right? You need to have a start here page. You need to have join the list page. You need to have the social media page. You need to have the contact page, and also you need to have the product page, right? Roughly, you need like 7 pages when you are building a personal brand website, right? What I love about this website is that you can use this website for the next 2 years, right? I'm sure it's going to take time because the video series that I did, it's going to take you a couple of hours to go through the content, and it's going to take you, a couple of hours to build the websites. Let's say it takes like 2 weeks, right? Both to consume the content and also to build the websites. The reason why I say 2 weeks is because when you're starting out, it's going to take some time because now you are building the websites, but you are also learning about the Thinkific tool, right? It depends how fast you consume the content and also how fast can you go when you are creating. But even if it takes like 2 weeks, I'm telling you that website, the templates that I showed you, it can last for 2 years. Basically, you can build a successful business with that template. That's the template I'm using for my business, and it took me a year to modify the template, right? I built the website for Tim Shozi back in 2023, but I modified it throughout 2024. So what I showed you, it's something that has been modified over a space of 12 months, right? So that's the beauty, guys, of showing you, what I've done, in the video series where I was showing you, how to build a website. I was showing you what has taken me, 12 months to modify, and I've showed you in just few hours. because that's the beauty of empowering people. You know, I just want you to have a shortcut. I don't want you to take longer than me, even though you're gonna go your own journey, but I did not want you to take a long time. So guys, make sure that you don't complicate things. Focus on what is important. Just follow the template I showed you, right? And write exactly as I've shown you. I am telling you that template works, right? Or if maybe, let's say, you wanted to do, you know, more than what we have done, then look at the websites that we have done, especially that I've shown you for Steve Martin as an MVP, right? MVP, remember, it's called the minimum valuable product. What is nice about building things is that you can improve it later. So guys, but as much as you can improve the thing later, the important things must remain. You see, so that's why I wanted to show you a template, because as you can improve your website later, but you gotta make sure that's the important things that I've discussed or that I've shown you in terms of how to build their websites. You gotta make sure that those things, they remain there, because as much as you improve your creativity, as much as you can improve your systems, but you gotta make sure that the important things, guys, building a successful personal brand, you gotta make sure that you have built important things, right? The things that are important for your business. Sometimes the important things in your business are not shiny things, right? So you gotta cut down. You gotta be very careful as a creator that you cut down and only focus on what is important, right? If you feel like you wanna do more, then rather do something else. Get a hobby, you know, go play a guitar, start jogging. You know, that's one of the things I've started to do in 2025. You know, I jog every morning because the creative energy that I have, I gotta release it somewhere. You see, most people, they create something, but they also end up complicating what they are creating. It's because they are always focusing on one thing, right? So guys, make sure that you do something else so that you're not gonna affect what you have created. So guys, make sure that when you are building your website, you know, or your personal brand, that you keep this in mind. This is tip number 2. Remember, the first tip was you gotta make sure that you use free tools. But the second tip is focus on important things, right? As you are building a brand, focus on building important things. And important things, you can only find them by looking at what others have done in the space, right? And also look with your own capacity. That's what are the things that you can do, right? Important things, sometimes it's all about what you can do now as a creator, right? So as I've mentioned also in the previous videos, that as for my brand, Tim Shozi, I'm only focusing on YouTube. I do have other socials. I do have Instagram. I do have TikTok. But now I'm currently focusing on YouTube, right? Because I'm working on the brand as a solo creator. So you gotta make sure that you look at what you need for your brand at the current moment, and also look at the hands that are available, and make sure that you create an environment, an atmosphere where you can be conducive. And you can only be conducive if you focus on important things. So guys, be very careful that don't just, you know, jump into the trend that you see online, but make sure that you focus on what your business needs at the current moment. So if you guys have any questions, hit me in the comments. And guys, make sure to check our products for Tim Shows. Make sure to check our ebook. It's called Emerge. It's for creators. It's for people who want to create something and also who wants to learn how to sell. And also check the masterclass, right, where guys, I'm teaching you how to create a content that sells, right guys? Because remember that the heart of a personal brand, it's creating content that sells. So guys, thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.